Now, I'm not really used to doing performance car reviews, and this is not really a performance car review, but this was at TPC Racing in Jessup, Maryland. These guys really work on all sorts of really cool cars, and there's two Vipers on here. And what I find interesting is that you don't see Vipers very often, and you don't find them with this sort of color schemes. Can you imagine these two cars going down the road? The Viper has its share of like haters, but I find the styling very appealing. It's a really interesting car. I think it definitely will hold its price. I think since they've stopped making the Viper, the price is definitely going to go up on these cars. I don't know how much it will be, but I did check on the used market on how much they would cost, and I've seen several of the older ones for around $50,000, which is really incredible. I did look up the price of a 2017 Dodge Viper ACR, like what we have here. Both of these are ACRs. Their price is $118,000. Pretty incredible. I don't know how much these would cost used, but I have seen older versions of the Viper, like the really early ones, for around $50,000. So these things have about 650 horsepower and 600 pounds of torque. Incredible. And look at this. The door is electronic. You just push in that handle and it pops out. The inside is kind of like a typical luxury sports car style. It's very low to the ground. Everything seems to be well designed. It's the shifter is not up to my liking. It's like really high up. And it's got cup holders. Cup holders in the rear. It's really hard to reach to that position to actually put a cup in there. I don't think people who get Vipers really care about the cup holders anyway. Just look at this big ass carbon fiber tail. Incredible. Like, this thing is just really, really large. And, you know, on a Viper like this, it definitely looks the part. It looks like it belongs. But when you see these tails on Civics, it's laughable. Yeah, I don't ever remember seeing Vipers on the road. It's just something that you don't see every day. They're incredible. Like, you can't really commute on them every day. They get 12 miles to the gallon. And by the way, this engine in this thing is a V10. One thing I learned is that the Viper suspension is extremely harsh, and owners try their best to soften it up a little bit. I've never driven one, so I can't really talk about the suspension, but they do seem like they would have a very harsh suspension. Look at this really honking motor. It's a V10. It's just incredible. I love how the hood opens forward and reveals the tire, and you can see this tire is all shredded from, you know, driving on the track. Look at this windshield wiper fluid. That's incredible. Like, it is a quirky looking car. It is like a very extreme car. Like, you really have to want a high horsepower, large motor car to want this car.